When one studies the state of the world and why it is this way, it is clear cut that after I'm gone, after I die, no one will ever have a logical argument that can show that they are righteous ever again. Because no one will be righteous ever again. Righteous is a potent word. It's not lukewarm, it's not decent, it is righteous. But my parents are blameless. But they won't be able to lead anybody. They're too old and they didn't accomplish what I have. It's my first point. This video is extremely, extremely important. Please subscribe. Please get the video out as quickly as you can. 2, every country in the world has an obviously corrupt government in 2022. After all the wars that have been fought, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Panama, on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay? And still every country in the world has an obviously corrupt government in 2020. If you disagree with any points, please comment. Okay? What proved me right in point number 1 has to do with focus, moral intensity, universal pinpointing moral precision, being the natural alpha of all of humanity. Other people are cheating me out of my right to lead. Representatives from cultures from all over the world are in America, and they're all shunning me and all obeying the corrupt government in America in doing so. There's no excuse for that. We'll get to that. Therefore, it is not righteous to do what is wrong, whether you know it's wrong or not, and whether you know you're doing it or not. And cheating me out of my right to lead is a clear-cut example of why that's the case. It says in the Bible, for example, whoever does not gather with me scatters. Okay, whoever does not help the righteous leader create a moral order and to address the problems in society, even if it kills them, they know it's going to fail, has failed to be righteous, because that's the right thing, that's the right path, that's what it takes to be in your right mind, that's what it takes to be Mr. Right, etc. I've just given me their fuming and so on and so forth. All right, point number 3, remotely, mind you, with 22 witnesses. On record, mind you. 9 million people starve to death a year, while the top 1% in America alone has about $35 trillion just sitting there causing inflation to occur. Because if money doesn't circulate through the system effectively, inflation increases. Okay, the dollar is devalued. So you're printing money because these guys won't share their money effectively, and other things are occurring, and your money has less buying power. That was in 2009, so it's probably more than that at this point. Okay. Point number 4. All countries should accept all refugees and foreigners, and as long as citizens are allowed to leave a nation, no wars should be allowed. This will make it so the developed nations are inclined to treat the poor nations more fairly. Think about Alaska, where they offer financial incentives for people to move there. Think about all the farmland and all the small towns. It's a walk in the park to buy up huge areas of these large developed nations, okay, to create refugee cities and to give them jobs growing food, give them jobs, building things, and build schools to make it so they're self-sustaining, and you create tax revenue and to create a surplus. California, for example, is said to have a surplus. Why can't the same thing be achieved with refugees and foreigners who are often more hardworking than the citizens of this nation? Pretty clear cut, isn't it? Point number 5. No one is justified enough to reproduce as the world screened out the logically righteous with a universal scale. So therefore it is the principle of not building on wickedness with the descendants of those who were slack in their work and who were directly responsible in regards to screening out the righteous. They didn't stand with them and get screened out with them. We see in the Bible, for example, and this video is not about religion, but it's a good example. It says in Isaiah 57 that the righteous are taken away to be spared from evil. Is that not universally true? As the good die young, as they say, as the righteous, the good guys thrown on the bus, they finish last. Aren't the righteous guys reproducing like rabbits or something, and they're inheriting the earth? See, the wicked are reproducing like rabbits and inheriting the earth. Is that what it said? Okay, so beware. If you see them changing my words, know that if it isn't this kind of logic, straightforward, direct, with no viable counter-argument, they must have edited the video. Point 6. One can seem sane to those that lack insight, sharpness, discernment, mental acuity. Okay? Those who lack insight. They're not astute. They're not keen. They're not sensitive to truth to where they get it right. So one can seem sane to those who lack insight and still have their selfishness, pride, and greed make them insane. That's why it's called ill. Ill, like sick, mentally ill, gotten gains. That's why it's called illusions. Ill, like sick, mentally ill, illusions. So they're living a lie. And in the word lie, L-I-E, backwards we get E and then I-L for L. Okay, so they're liars. They're ill. Ill people with ill-gotten gains, living in illusions, delusions and illusions. 7. Between eugenics, social engineering, and the saying, the good die young, everyone should already know that I am right. They should already know it. Again, present your viable counter-arguments if you have them. If you don't, and don't see a lot of views on this video, you don't see a lot of comments, why not? Is that not them testifying that I'm right? I am somebody who has been making videos since 2009. Since 2017 alone, I'll post a video to prove it. I have over 4,000 videos on like 4 channels. Since 2017 alone. Okay? Why do I not have a bigger following? I have an over 8-year, up to $4 million top martial arts challenge in the country that's said to have the most martial arts schools in the world. Over 380,000 churches where I talk about religion, and I talk about, there's over 380,000 churches in this country, as the story goes, and I talk about religion, and I connect it to martial arts. Why don't I have all kinds of attractive women commenting? Why don't I have all kinds of important people in my life? In this book right here, it says, the martial artist, the true martial arts, true African martial arts, has the admiration of potential wives and economic advancement. Why don't I have these things? If I'm not right about these things, why are there crackheads and criminals and assorted psychotic businessmen? 1 in 5 CEOs are said to be psychopaths according to America's own news stations. Why do these guys have attractive women and I'm shunned? Why do serial rapists and serial killers, why I'm shunned? Why do assorted drug addicts and thieves and con men and people who exploit the labor and so on and so forth? Why do assorted hypocrites? Why do those people who cheat me out of my right to lead and cheat me out of their attention? Attention, alpha tension. They're led astray, alpha stray. Why don't I have more subscribers and viewers when I have the one respectable YouTube channel, when everyone else is someone who cheats me, the person who's logically the most righteous person that ever lived, who has to say it himself because everyone else is so unrighteous and so out of touch with what is righteous and the moral order? Why is that? Focused moral intensity. Universal, pinpointed, sharp, pinpointed, moral precision. The wise and hearts are called discerning, the Bible says. Discerning, sharp, pinpointed, moral precision. Not half-truth propaganda, not right-left paradigm garbage, not sex cult garbage, corporate garbage, corporate guerrilla marketing garbage, corporate sponsored YouTube, Facebook group garbage, but universal moral truths, moral might.